Hey you guys, thank you so much for joining this meeting, and I'm so sorry about all the delays today. This meeting should be rather short, but right now is the perfect time to ask any and all questions y'all have about our last lesson, which was Introduction to Engineering Thinking, and also show us your assignments. So if anyone has any questions, right now would be the perfect time to ask them. If there are no questions, we can start off with the assignments. I've already seen quite a lot. A lot of people have emailed them in, and they're looking pretty amazing. So if anyone wants to volunteer to go first.
Mm. Do I only have to present what I've done with my ideas or anything else?
Nope, it's just what you did with your ideas and the concept that you came up with, because I remember seeing yours and it was pretty great.
So my idea was to create a water dispenser that knows when 250 milliliters of water have entered the cup so that it stops filling in more water into the cup so it doesn't spill over. And I came up with the idea of using something that floats on the surface of the water in the cup and that has some sort of connection to a different thing that blocks the water dispenser once this thing floating on the water has reached a certain height. But it isn't very practical. I know that because it's it's also not very probably not very hygienic and healthy if there's something maybe contaminated with bacteria or other things floating in your water cup. Yeah, but I can send you the link in the chat so that everyone can look at it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. If you guys do have anything to show, you guys can screen share and like show any sketches or like design ideas that you guys might have had. Gomina, do you want to go next? I see that you put something in chat.
Okay, so my idea was an automatic watering system. I used points in the first session, like the engineering. Um, I don't remember what it was, but like the questions we need to ask ourselves to find a solution. So the main problem was forgetting to water planets or people who don't have time or people who go away for many days and leave their plants in the house. So the main project is using electronics. Like there are many options, but I can go by what I know, like Arduino or anything like that. And it will have like a clock, so you can adjust the time want you want to water the plants every day. Let's say like 5 p.m. every day. So and also it will be like um an hand or something from the circuit. So when the time comes, it will like bend over so it can like water the planet. And the top of it, it will be like a watering pot with water in it. So when the time comes, it will bend over so it will planet the water the planet. And for a certain time, we can adjust this to, let's say, a minute. It will plant them. Sorry, it will water them for a minute, and it will come back to its position. So that is all the idea.
That is really creative. I love that idea. How about Shristi? Do you want to go next?
Hi, sure. Is it okay if I just send the link to my documents in the chat first, please?
Yeah, sure, I can share for you. There we go.
So basically, the problem that I identified is that with normal plasters, band-aids, when we put them around our fingers, like if we get a paper cut or something of that sort, um, they become less efficient and more troublesome when you wash your hands often. And we can't really get away from washing hands because that's a practice we have to do, right? Um, Now, I was also thinking that plasters are something that really small, and sometimes if they slide off this easily, they could become harmful to the environment because they are not usually made out of biodegradable materials. So this was my solution to make band-aids biodegradable and use a stronger adhesive so they wouldn't wear off as easily. So I did some research, and I'm not sure if any of you ever saw this before, but some um, inventors have developed a wrap for food products that are made out of organic biodegradable cotton, and they coat it in beeswax or soy wax if you want a vegan alternative. And this makes it more efficient as a wrap. And they also use something called tree resin, which makes it sticky, and that could be used as a non-toxic, more environmentally friendly adhesive. So my idea was that we model plasters similar to this, and we would use the mixture of tree resin at the ends of the plaster, and that would also prevent water from penetrating these layers because of some of the properties of tree resin. And the beeswax would also help keep a cleaner area around the injury, which is also important. And that is something that we don't have with plasters right now because water penetrates it so easily. It makes the area more favorable to microorganisms, which we don't want, of course. Um, I was also thinking that there could be more improvements to this design, but I haven't figured out exactly how this could be done. That would be like developing an even stronger adhesive that can withstand more water exposure. So let's say if you were washing dishes or going into a pool or something like that. And I was also thinking that it would be good to put a pocket or sack within the plaster lining that could hold medications. You know, sometimes we have to put Vaseline or antibacterial stuff on wounds, and that would make the plaster more efficient in helping us heal. So that was basically my idea. Thanks for listening.
That was really, really well thought out. Before we move on, I just wanted to share Gomina's document with y'all because it has an image of her idea. Okay, and then Rihanna, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure, no problem. But I didn't do mine on a document. I actually
That's
wrote
completely
mine
okay.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did like a small kind of crazy sketch, but I'll show it to you guys after.
Okay.
So, yeah, so this assignment for me trying to figure out a problem was kind of difficult for me. So I went for coffee because I'm a coffee addict. And when I picked up the coffee mug, the handle was so hot. And then I was like, oh, this could be made into like this could be my assignment. So my problem was that heat from the hot beverages were being felt by the handle of that coffee cup by conduction. So I thought of possible solutions for this. So obviously we need something to hold the hand, well, to put over the handle so you won't feel the heat as much. So like a casing or a covering. So the best solution I thought of was like a covering that was made out of rubber. Let me share. the screen that I have. Oh, I can't share while you're sharing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
let me
sorry.
stop.
Yeah. No, guys, I know this looks like a macaroni, right? I know it looks like a macaroni because it's like a crazy sketch, but you'll understand why it looks like a macaroni, right? So obviously we have the handles of a cup are like a curved shape, right? So this was supposed to be a covering to fit exactly the way that the cup handle curves, and it would be made out of rubber so that you would not, well, feel the heat from the beverage anymore when you put on the handle on the cup handle, when you put on the cover on the cup handle. So, well, obviously, improvements for this. Originally, I was like, okay, well, perfect. You could just slip this on a cup handle, but obviously, we can't just slip it on a cup handle, the handle already on the cup. So, an improvement for this would be to put something to make it snap on. So to hold on the handle. So I was thinking it could be like a kind of a wrap covering, made of material, but on either side it would be magnetic. So it could just snap onto the handle. So it'd be like you see this little pink thing on the handle. It would be like this. So it will cover the entire handle via that magnetic um attraction. And well, yeah, that was my presentation.
That was actually like that's such a useful invention. It's a really good idea. If anybody doesn't have questions over our last lesson, then y'all are free to go. It was really nice seeing all of you guys' ideas, and I hope you guys have a great day.